Good morning guys and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back! Today I'm going to be talking about budgeting. So this is going to be the start of my back to school series, hashtag back to school. I know that schools around the country started a couple of weeks ago and like most colleges started like this week, but my college doesn't start till next week, so I'm going back to school, so back to school series. So yes, I'm going to be talking about budgeting because living in an apartment or even just living on your own in a dorm, just on a college campus, you have to learn how to take care of your money, how to not run out of money all the time, you know? So I just figured this would be a great time to start with that because I need to be making my budget soon because I'm starting my new job soon and I have to eat. So yeah, now's a good time to budget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some tips and then I'm going to move over to my desk and do like a flat lay of like how I budget using like probably fake numbers. I haven't decided yet. I have 3 tips. This is no matter how much you make, no matter how much you don't make, I don't know. No matter how much you make, these are the 3 tips that are going to be the most beneficial for saving you money or for not overspending. You get it, for budgeting. Pay yourself and tithe first. So if you're a Christian or you go to church all the time, you know that churches talk about tithing and offerings and stuff like that. The Bible calls us to give 10% off the top of what we make and what we produce and give it back to Him in the form of money, or in biblical times it was in the form of like the first fruits, which is like what it's literally self-explanatory, the first fruits. So if you tithe first off your first fruits, the first little bit of your paycheck, then you're being obedient to God and it's just lovely like that. And also pay yourself first, so that's setting aside money for you, for like your savings. And a good number to like use for this is like 10% of what you make. So 10% tithe and 10% save. So the first 20% of your money is put away and it already has a name. And then you live on the 80%. And with the 80%, what you need to do is to spend less than you make. It's pretty obvious if you say it like that. Spend less money than the money you make, because if you spend less, you'll have more. Finally, this is just a budgeting tip in general, is every dollar has a name. So like I said, the first 20% tithe and then pay yourself, or like save that 20% of your money. So if you have $100, $20 will go for tithing and saving. So $10 to the church and $10 to your savings account. And then the rest of your money will have a name too, so like $20 for groceries, $20 for gas. But yeah, every dollar has a name, so that you don't have just money lying around like, oh yes, I do have money, I will do this thing. Because if every dollar has a name, then you'll know how much money you have to spend on the thing that you want to do. And if you want to do something that you can't afford, that's what your savings is for saving up for and naming those dollars in the saving account. Like, I'm saving this money specifically for this. So there are so many amazing YouTube videos on, guess where, YouTube, where you can find tips on how to budget and like more in-depth stuff like that. It'll go in-depth on like emergency funds and how to get rid of debt and all kinds of stuff like that. But this is just for like basic college budgeting because that's what I'm about to do right now for myself. So let's head over to the desk and then we will, budget together. Okay, welcome to the desk. We're gonna start with income. So we're gonna do a part-time job because my job is not part-time, so I get a little bit less than what a part-time would be. So I'm gonna assume that you would have like a part-time job that makes more than me. So we're gonna go 20 hours a week at $7.25, which is the minimum wage. Or if you have an on-campus job, it would only be 10 hours, so it would be less than this. But anyway, so this would be about $580 a month. So we're going to start with $580 right here at the top, and then we're going to list over here to the left the expenses that you have each month. So for my made-up person, so for my fake self, I have rent, which is $300. I have 3 bills, so I have utilities, internet, and insurance. So my utilities is about $30 a month, my internet is about $22 a month, and my insurance is $16 a month. So then you gotta eat, so groceries. And I always set aside about $100 for groceries, so we'll do that. If you have a car, you'll need gas, and it takes me about $35 to fill up my tank. And in college, I don't drive all that much because I work on campus and I just don't drive that much, so I only get gas once a month, so I'm gonna put $35 for that. And now we're gonna pause there and do some math and subtract all of this. We start with $580 minus rent, $300, minus the bills, $30, minus $22, minus $16, and then groceries, minus $100, and then minus gas, $35. So I have $77 left. Now that can be spent on things like going out with friends or buying clothes for a special event, like $77. So we're gonna name this $77 spending money. If you can't afford to tithe and save, I would suggest tithing. So we're gonna at least tithe. So we'll minus 58. Oops, 58. And this would actually come out of this 77, which would leave only about $20 for spending. But also, most people in college have like some sort of meal plan, so maybe groceries won't cost this much, or maybe it will, like you never know. And also, maybe your gas doesn't take that much, maybe your car doesn't take that much money to fill up, which leaves us a total of $19 for spending money. But anyway, yeah, so there's my budgeting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe so you can join my family. Hit the little bell to get notified whenever I post a video so you don't miss it. And that's it. So have a great morning, and if I don't see you later, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Oh, I can't reach, but good night.